The outcome generation. How a new generation of technology vendors thrives through true customer success. Written by Paul Henderson. Narrated by the author. Introduction. The CEO of the marketing automation vendor called a crisis meeting. Their largest customer had threatened to cancel their contract. The CEO opened the meeting. "Tell me what's happened." The VP of Services said, "Our system is a great fit for their marketing needs. We've trained their marketing team well, and they love the system. They're using it perfectly. They've created a stream of new leads which they've passed to sales. The problem is simple. Sales hasn't closed the leads, and that isn't our problem. We've done our job by helping them create leads." The CEO said, "And yet they're planning to cancel our contract, and that makes it our problem. Tell me, what was the business case they used when they decided to subscribe to our system? What outcome would we help them achieve?" The VP of Sales said, "They want to increase sales. They want 40% of sales revenue to come from marketing-created leads, and that hasn't happened. Regardless of whose fault it is, top management feels something must change. They're considering an outside lead generation firm to create their pipeline, so they won't need us. Our problem is sales feels the leads marketing passes over aren't qualified. So sales isn't following them up. Marketing insists they've qualified the leads." The CEO said, "Sounds like the problem lies in the transition from marketing to sales. We'd better get someone to investigate and find an answer." The vendor was fortunate. They had a consultant whose background included both sales and marketing. The consultant knew how the end-to-end process should work. The consultant helped the customer put a service level agreement in place between marketing and sales. The agreement defined when leads should be passed to sales and what would then happen. Technically, this work was outside the vendor's normal scope, but the customer was happy to pay for the consulting. And it worked. Sales started to get leads they knew were ready for their involvement, so they chased them and closed them. The vendor had learned a tough lesson. It wasn't enough to focus on the direct benefit of using their system, creating leads. They needed to focus on the outcome that top management of a customer would regard as a success. If they didn't, their revenue would suffer. They're not the only vendor to learn that lesson. There's a new generation of technology vendors. They've developed absolute clarity about what the top management of their customers.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?